conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories. We like the truth. We like supporting our Constitution, our freedoms, and America first. So
what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off? How about that?
I'm sorry, what?
Welcome to What Was That? I'm Gabe Sanchez. Marjorie Taylor Greene was at Mar-a-Lago and, once again, humiliated herself after a reporter asked her about her conspiracy claims that Jewish space lasers caused the California wildfires. And as you just saw, she lost control. So leading up to Trump's Super Tuesday party at Mar-a-Lago, Marjorie Taylor Greene was following Donald Trump around the campaign trail. Now, some people claim it's because she wants to be Trump's VP, but if I had to guess, she's just
excited to see President come.
I sure hope Trump didn't hear that.
I'm gonna come.
Oh God. Why do Republicans always have to be so sexual with things? Especially serial adulterers like Marjorie Taylor Greene. So Greene, who cheated on her ex-husband with a gym owner, a polyamorous tantric sex guru, and allegedly others, went onto Twitter to post this. This might be an unpopular opinion and could hurt some feelings. There are so many conservative women who are influencers or leaders that are selling themselves short and not being good role models by conforming to the world's sexualization of women. If you are a conservative and a Christian, you know you don't have to express yourself in sexual ways, and you know you are attractive by dressing nice and feminine, and you can be beautiful and modest at the same time. Men will respect you more and think of you much more highly than just a sexual object for gratification. It's also good to not tempt your Christian brothers and cause them to stumble. As conservative Christian women, let us always be an example to girls and young women by displaying actions that our faith believes and not conform to the patterns of this fallen world. Look, if the so-called conservative women like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are supposed to be the examples for young women, we are doomed as a species. So while Marjorie Taylor Greene was celebrating Trump underperforming on Super Tuesday, former BBC journalist Emily Maitlis got a brief moment to ask her a few questions. Now, if you've seen the Prince Andrew interview with Emily Maitlis, anyone like Marjorie Taylor Greene might want to approach this with caution. It started off as a fairly normal exchange, but it quickly went off the rails when Greene was asked about Trump supporters being conspiracy theorists, herself being one of them.
He seems to attract lots of conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories.
You sure about that?
About Jewish space lasers. Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off? How about that?
Ah, here we go. This is the Marge that we all know and hate. The very same one who called her fellow MAGA adulterer Lauren Boebert a little bitch on the House floor because she allegedly stole Greene's idea to impeach Joe Biden.
Ooh, catfight.
Though I can't help but laugh at these moments of Greene proudly acting unprofessional, especially when you remember that the QAnon traitor tried calling for decorum on the House floor.
The members are reminded to abide by decorum of the House.
As you could clearly hear, lawmakers laughed at Greene because no one takes her seriously, and for good reason. She is an embarrassment to America. Now, this heated exchange with Emily Maitlis at Mar-a-Lago is not the first time that Greene has been asked about her infamous space lasers. Even Piers Morgan went after Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he brought receipts.
November 17, 2018, you posted a long thing on Facebook that was just complete gobbledygook. I mean, you made out that the Rothschilds and...
Wait, hold on. She needed to write a book to explain her anti-Semitism?
Bullshit.
Also, Greene doesn't even know how to write, let alone read.
This historical evidence is overwhelming that the founding fathers intended impeachment to be used to deal with the commission of indictable crimes and the abuse of power.
I mean, just look at her fake reading the Bible in front of those Hobby Lobby crosses. But let's see what else she spews out.
I talk about Jewish space lasers
do you admit
in my
that
book
was a
because
lunatic?
that's something I never said. No, excuse me, Piers. I never said that phrase. That was a lie about me. If you read my original Facebook post, I never said, and that's why I had to write this book, because people like you and whoever that guy was who sounds like one of the trolls in my social media, attacking me and calling me names when he's never met me. I'm not anti-Semitic at all. I support Israel, and I am outraged at Hamas attacking innocent Israeli citizens, women,
Marjorie,
children, slaughtering babies.
I'm not calling you anything. I'm just saying that you did post this crazy post, basically alleging that...
the media lied about it, and that's why I wrote my book, Piers, because I'm setting the record straight. And I hope people order my book at mtgbook.com. It's a great read. People need to know exactly who I am, and what I really believe in.
It's a very good plug for the book, but you did suggest in this post, which I've read very carefully, you did suggest that the California wildfires at the time had been started by PG&E in conjunction with the Rothschilds using a a space laser in order to clear room for a high-speed rail project. They're your words, not mine.
Well, you know, people have twisted my words nonstop, and I guess that's what you're going to continue to do. But we're working hard in America to straighten out our problems. You are. You're doing a great job of it, Piers, and that's what you and your colleagues do all the time.
Marjorie,
I just don't. I don't handle it. I don't deal with it, and I cast it to the
Marjorie,
side.
I have your,
you know, there's a lot of issues happening.
If I had to guess, this won't be the last time that Marjorie Taylor Greene is asked about her conspiracy theories and unhinged antics. I mean, she's already got a hat trick when it comes to disrupting President Biden's State of the Union. Which reminds me, I want to thank today's sponsor, Prize Picks. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with NBA, NHL, and college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks even offers injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player protection won't count against you and the rest of your entry stays live. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Prize Picks is not only simple to use, but it's also really fun. And each week is a new opportunity to win. This week on Prize Picks, I'm selecting Kevin Durant for more than 28 points and LeBron James for more than 7 assists. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use code Gabe Sanchez for a first deposit match up to $100. It's that easy. Just download the Prize Picks app today and use code Gabe Sanchez for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less, it's that easy. But I think the funniest attempt to squash her Jewish space lasers conspiracy was when Greg Kelly interviewed her on Newsmax.
So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a couple of weeks ago we had you on and I asked you about some of the conspiracy theories they've accused you of still holding. You believe that Sandy Hook actually happened and that Adam Lanza was the gunman, that 9/11 was an attack carried out by Al-Qaeda. I've been telling people that I've talk to you, and I find you reasonable and interesting and not crazy.
Reasonable and interesting and not crazy?
You're crazy.
Look, if you have to start the interview by saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene now believes that Sandy Hook and 9/11 actually happened, it's a lost cause.
And one thing they keep coming back at, and I would love for you to address, what's this whole thing about the lasers and Jewish people? I don't, there's so much fake news out there. Would you address whatever the heck that's all about, please?
Sure. I actually have no idea because I've never said that phrase or typed it, Jewish space lasers. But this is a story that some leftist journalist, really he's an activist, wrote a hit piece on me and entitled it Jewish space lasers. And so, you know, the left-wing media, they just run the same lies over and over again, and they call me an anti-Semite and say that I've said something like Jewish space lasers, and I never did.
This interview was just a pathetic and desperate attempt to normalize an evil person that is f***ing unhinged. I mean, don't take my word for it, just listen to some of the insane things that she has proudly said.
I'm not presenting them that they're fact, but I am presenting them that I'm hoping they're facts. Generations of Black and Hispanic men, do you want to know what holds them down? Gangs. Being in gangs and dealing drugs is what holds them down. That's not a white person thing. The gangs are holding them back. It's not white people. It's crazy. I know a ton of white people that are as lazy and sorry and probably worse than Black people I know. The most mistreated group of people in the United States today are white males.
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. We had that woman out of Minnesota. Now she's going into Congress and she's got to wear a head covering. You know, they want to put their hand on the Quran and be sworn in. No, you have to be sworn in on the Bible. When we rise up, we can end all of this. We can end it. We can do it peacefully. We can. I hope it doesn't have to, we don't have to do it the other way. I hope not. But we should feel like we will if we have to.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure. I mean, is it going to be true that the child pedophilia in the elites in the Washington, D.C., is that what we're really going to see come out? Is it true? Is the type of corruption we're going to see come out, is it going to be satanic worship? That possibly all these people are involved in. According to Q, now I'm saying according to Q, again, I don't have any proof of this, but we're talking about who is Q, so I'm going to tell you what he says. According to him, many in our government are actively worshiping Satan, or they call Moloch.
I've got a question for you. How do you get avid gun owners and people that support the Second Amendment to give up their guns and go along with anti-gun legislation? Maybe you accomplish that by performing a mass shooting into a crowd that is very likely to be conservative, very likely to vote Republican, very likely to be Trump supporters, very likely to be pro-Second Amendment, and very likely to own guns. Is that what happened in Las Vegas? Is that why the country music festival was targeted? I have a lot of questions about that. I don't believe Stephen Paddock was a lone wolf. I don't believe that he pulled this off all by himself.
There's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take this global cable of Satan-worshiping pedophiles out. And I think we have the president to do it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to be the face of the GOP, and honestly, I think we should let her, especially when this is her best attack against President Biden.
Joe Biden, you're not a president. You're a piece of shit.
Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to follow me at I Am Gabe Sanchez. And if you liked today's episode and want to contribute to the show, you can subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. Over there, you'll get early access, bonus content, and exclusive merch. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?